because it's so good for your mental health. Imagine Tharsh talking about Jesus and saying, "Oh, Jesus is my Lord." Hello guys, hi, it's Sun. Oh, it's so weird to actually speak to everyone. Hey guys, it's Sun, back again with another YouTube video. Am I a YouTuber? I don't know. Anyways, I hope you guys have been well. I just thought I'd have a chat because it's been a while since I've just talked to you guys. I post a lot of stuff. I post like Minecraft, I post like Christian stuff, music, stuff about dentistry. I don't know if you guys have seen the little like icons I have on the bottom left of my thumbnails. So that, you know, is depicting what sort of a video that is. So if it's to do with exercise, I put a little icon of a heart because, you know, cardiovascular exercise. If it's dentistry related, I put a little tooth. If it is music related, there's a headphone. And for Minecraft, it's the face of a creeper. Anyways, I hope you guys have been well. 185 of you, I think, have subscribed to me. 184. It keeps going up and down. It's just like some of you are messing with me, I don't know. But the funny thing is, I started a new channel and it's called Bible ASMR, obviously. And it's on 137 subs now. And I've only started that, I think, on the 1st of Jan. So my first video I uploaded on the 25th of Jan. So within less than 2 months, I've got 137 subscribers. That's insane. It took me like 5 or 6 years to get 184 for my original channel. So, you know, it just shows what people care about. So I wanted to talk about uni. University, oh my goodness. I go to uni maybe 3 times a week. Every Monday I have a day off, so I usually use that day to study, shoot some videos, edit some videos, play Minecraft, play the guitar. I don't play the guitar much. Got my guitar here. I've got my exams coming up, so 12th of April and the 27th of April. Please, if you believe in God, pray for me, please. I really do want to do well. So I got a distinction in my first year, the year that didn't actually count, so that's kind of stupid. It's really annoying. And since then I've never had a distinction. I don't think I've even had a merit, which is kind of sad, but I'm really hoping to get a distinction, a merit. I'd be happy with a pass, obviously. I want to graduate as a safe beginner dentist. Recently I saw a really elderly lady with what we thought was cancer. So she had what we call speckled erythroplakia, which is red and white patches inside the mouth. And, you know, I was just on the oral surgery ward, which is usually where we pull out teeth. But we also see lots of things for biopsies as well. She had come in for a biopsy and I didn't even know who she was. So I was just to the tutor, "Can I just shadow?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." I looked inside and I was like, what the... Do you know what I mean, right? So that was quite shocking. A very good learning experience for me. Obviously, you know, terrible news for the patient. We don't actually know if it's cancer, but, you know, we're 99% sure. That's a very typical looking squamous cell carcinoma of the mouth. Very elderly lady, and you do expect cancer to arise in the elderly more than the younger population. Moving swiftly on from university, why don't I talk about my personal life? I mean, I could talk about girls. That's always interesting, right? Everyone cares, you know, relationships and all that stuff, all that content is quite interesting. At the moment I'm single, most of you probably know. You guys know so much of my personal life because of everything I upload on my channel, everything. It's like, I don't really keep anything secret, do I? Apart from that, you know, I'm still living here in New Malden. I'm living with my parents, just about surviving with my mum. She's a handful. No, she's great. And my dad's just working, you know, doing his thing. My brother's in Birmingham. I get asked this all the time, like, where's your brother? Are your parents still in Birmingham? Because my parents used to run a church in Birmingham. But no, my parents are here now, in New Malden, living with me. I'm not paying rent, but I am paying for the bills and stuff. So I am not, living rent free. Relax, guys. So that's it about my personal life. I could talk about COVID. COVID sucks. Do you know, it's something personal that I could share about COVID. So when COVID started, everyone suffered mentally, obviously. Mental health was a big thing. And for me as well, I lost a lot. I lost 4 kilos of weight. I just lose weight when I just stay indoors and sit in front of my computer. I started Minecraft in 2020 April, so it's been about a year. And COVID was really difficult for me. I found it really difficult with my parents as well. Just, that's a fact. We got into a lot of arguments. But through that, we powered through. I put in a lot of effort, they put in a lot of effort. And now, we're having like dinners together. And to you guys, that might seem like, yeah, obviously everyone has dinners together. But for us, that wasn't really a thing. Everyone has their ups and downs. And for us, having dinners together was not a thing. But now, even if we're in a crappy mood, we just don't want to see each other. We at least try to sit down in the living room. My mum's like, come over, put the cutlery down, chopsticks and spoons. Bring the food over. So I bring the food from the kitchen to the living room. Don't know why I'm sharing this. And then we sit down. And I'm really thankful for that. Really thankful, because that wasn't a thing. And then COVID hit. We had one or two really big arguments. And then, COVID revealed the dirt inside us, and so there has been some improvements since COVID. Other than that, COVID has been making me struggle with seeing patients. Obviously we can't see as many patients as we can. I could talk about tutoring. For those that don't know, I tutor GCSE to A-level children or students. At the moment I'm tutoring 2 kids. One is doing GCSE science, the other one is also doing science, but she's doing Key Stage 3 science. They're both lovely. Yeah, I do 4 hours a week, and I can just about balance that with my life, uni, YouTube, Bible study, which I'll get to after YouTube. And tutoring's good because we all need pocket money. It's really weird because now that we get NHS bursary as 5th year dentists, we don't really get the loans anymore from uni, and now we're actually getting less money overall than we would have got from the loans, if that makes sense, because the NHS bursary is a little bit less. Although the bursary is completely free, we don't need to repay any of that, whereas the loans we do need to repay with interest added on. So I think overall it's probably best that we're on this NHS thing. But I know, some of my colleagues do complain. They're not very happy about the fact that we can't really get loans anymore, or the King's bursary itself. King's College London also gave bursaries to those who struggled a little bit, but I'm getting by. I'm not a massive spender, I do like spending money, but I'm not a massive spender. Sometimes I go to the shops and buy groceries and then a couple snacks. And that's my I've spent money kind of thing, if that makes sense. Other people buy shoes and stuff, that's fine. But for me, it's I've bought some snacks. Naughty. Let's talk about YouTube. Why do I do YouTube? Is a question I could ask myself. And it's just, a form of expression, self-expression. I do like attention. Most people know this. I love attention. I always say this to my church friends. I love attention. They know. I don't know if you guys know. I love attention. Putting it out there. And I think a part of also YouTube as well is, now that I'm really into this, this life of being a Christian, it might make some people feel uncomfortable, but I feel like it's something that we should share. Christians believe that we should share what we believe in and try and teach others, and even encourage others to come to, Jesus. So that's what we would call evangelism, so there's a whole, sector of Christians focusing on evangelism, which is fine. But it's difficult to do. Some people, might think evangelism is great, but some people do not. I can see why. It can be a bit uncomfortable when people talk about faith and things like that, because through religion, the human race has suffered a lot of anguish and suffering. We know through history, and even now, there's a lot of suffering. But I think evangelism makes sense, because as a human race, whenever someone is passionate about something, they tend to share it. Have you guys noticed that? When you're passionate about something, it's usually on the tip of your tongue and you're quick to talk about it, unless you're consciously suppressing that thought. So, I don't blame myself or others who talk about what they're passionate in. Sometimes it's fake, sometimes it's for show, sometimes it's, from the heart and they just want to talk about it. It could be about Bitcoin. COVID has been weird with the financial sector and in investments, and Bitcoin has been crazy. I remember it was like $48,000 per Bitcoin, and now it recently hit 60k, and people put it off, and it's still a bit of a weird cryptocurrency thing. I myself don't really fully understand it, but yeah, you see YouTubers talking about Bitcoin and they upload tons of videos, and loads of people are into these videos or into the topic of Bitcoin, or actually putting their money into Bitcoin. So that's kind of like evangelism. You care so much that you have to talk about it. My next topic that I want to talk about is Bible study. So I really like Bible study. I wish it was like a trend. Like Netflix was a big trend, and it still is a big trend, but now because of Disney Plus and Apple TV and all that other stuff, other people are taking over the market and there's competition. But Netflix was like the head, and I wish Bible study was kind of like that, because it's so good for your mental health. I'm surprised I haven't actually talked about Bible study in my YouTube videos. Like, I read like chapters of the Bible and I upload it, and like I get like 20 views, and I'm like, oh, that's fine. If they like to listen to me speak, that's fine. Listen to me read the Bible, that's fine. I've never actually spoken about the Bible or about Bible study as a YouTube video. Maybe I'll designate a whole video for Bible study, but yeah, so I thought I would answer 3 questions that I've asked myself for you guys about Bible study. First of all, what is it? Second of all, why do I do it? Why do others do it? Thirdly, how do you do it? Just in case you want to do some Bible study yourself. What is it? It's where you study the Bible, you read the Bible, and you think about the Bible, and you come up with your own opinion. And I've been leading a Bible study for over a year, since March 2019. So it's actually close to 2 years. And, obviously I'm still learning. And I'm still very happy to learn from others. What I've noticed, though, is that so many people think there is a right and wrong answer. And they're so afraid of saying anything about the Bible in case it's wrong, and in case someone says you're a bad person, you got it wrong, you're a sinner. It's not like that. I mean, I guess there is a right and wrong answer in terms of who you consider as God, right? You can't consider my printer here. I've got a printer. I can't consider that my God. That's quite obvious. But because of that, so many people are afraid of the Bible. People think it says don't drink alcohol, don't do this, don't do that. And yeah, there is a lot of don'ts in the Bible. There is a lot of do's as well. But it's just a shame that because of those fears, and because people just don't want to get involved with anything that's controversial nowadays, 2021, what do people like to talk about? They like to talk about to me, it's boring stuff. None of that matters. Celebrities, music, I like music, that's fine. Money. What do people talk about? When I meet up with my friends, what do we talk about? We talk about football. We're guys, we like football. In my group, we like gaming as well, so we probably talk about gaming. You know, we reminisce and we think about the clubs and the nights out and the memories we have from Cyprus and Bucharest. And then we talk about our jobs. How was uni? You know, how's work? How's seeking employment? Is it going well? Those are the questions. And that's great. But it's so repetitive. Do you guys not find that? I'm 24 now. I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 24 and I've heard this all before. And it's the same topics, just with a different time frame. You know, a month later someone might have a different job. Oh, what's your new job? Oh, nice. And that's it. But for me, the Bible includes things that interest me more. And what interests me necessarily, you know, doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be interesting for other people. But for me, it's deeper and it's more controversial and it's more thrilling to talk about how to improve myself, to talk about gods or God, what to believe in, right and wrong. That's what's interesting. And that's what gets people's blood boiling, or it's what gets people calm, peaceful. Some people think it brings truth. But to me, it's the deep topics that interest me. So if I'm honest, when I sit down with friends and they talk about their lives, I do care. I do care. But when I'm in my Bible study with my Christian friends, you know, different, I guess, positions of Christianity, I guess, that they're in, but with my friends that are there to talk about the Bible, then I'm intrigued and I'm addicted, you know. So I'm studying the book of John every Thursdays, which I used to lead for the last 2-3 months, and now we're taking turns to lead, and I love it. I love how last week, I think Gunn led it, Legolas, and then the week before that, Essay led it, and tomorrow 18th of March, a different friend is leading it. On Sundays, you know, I'm studying the book of Exodus with some friends at Houston Church, which I was introduced to. Lovely guys. Exodus is really interesting. And then with another friend, I was studying the book of Philippians, which is in the New Testament. And I'm always learning. And I try not to teach. I love to teach. I'd love to be like, hey, did you know this is what that says? But generally, people don't like getting taught. What people do like is being listened to. I think the best way to make a friend is to say, hello, how are you? And then listen. And then smile. And then you keep listening. And then you keep asking follow-up questions. Until they show this expression of, this guy is a little bit too interested in me. Then you wait for them to ask you a question. That's generally how I have made friends in my 24 years on this earth. I listened and I smiled. This sounds kind of fake, you know, it sounds like, oh wow, you're such a fake guy, but that's how you make friends. Who doesn't like being listened to? Why do I do it? You know, once you become a Christian, it doesn't stop there. I think, you know, you keep learning. Just like if you become a footballer, you don't stop. You keep learning, you keep trying. So you keep going, and, you know, the best way is to study the Bible, but also, you know, treat others with love and things like that. I think it all comes together. But I think since really caring about the Bible, which only started maybe 2 years ago, I really actually cared about the Bible. it has given me these life secrets, and they're not even secrets, it's all in the Bible. And it's given me wisdom, if I may say so myself. I think I've gotten a little bit wiser, a little bit more mature in the sense of just life. That's why I study the Bible. I truly believe that the Bible talks about the truth. And you know, with COVID and different people leading us in this country and in other countries, and all this news about the Middle Eastern conflict, and about all these horrible, horrible crimes, and recently I read an article yesterday about beheadings by the Islamic State groups in Mozambique. And apparently it's political, it's to do with the ruby, you know, the gemstone ruby, and the gas reserves that they have in Mozambique. There was a BBC article, maybe I'll link it. And I read these and I think, it's so horrible. You know, 2021, beheadings. It's so horrible. And I need to know why. You know, the Bible doesn't say, oh, there are beheadings in Mozambique because. It doesn't say that. But it gives me information that I can then relate to crime. Or goodness that comes from others. Love. And then for me it clicks. It's starting to click. How do I study the Bible? You know, you can go on Google, you can type in Genesis, chapter 1. You can start from there, and you just read it. And then you have to read it as if you're reading a book, okay? Don't read it as if an angel is going to come down and hug you. No one's going to hug you for reading the Bible. Actually, they probably will if you go to church. They like hugging people in church. But you have to read it as if you're reading a book, because it is a book. And you have to come up with your own opinions. And if that opinion is, this makes no sense, I'm going to stop reading this, that's fine. If you want to stop reading it, that's fine. If your reaction is ridiculous, lies, I don't like this, then you could stop, you could ask someone about it, you could ask Google about it, or you could continue to read to see if what you read afterwards maybe answers your questions. If, having started reading it, it's so interesting and it's different and it touches your heart just here, then you should obviously continue to read it. I want to talk about 2 more topics. I've got maybe a plan with a friend. He's called, it's a funny name, isn't it? Tharsh. What an interesting name. We are in talks of starting a podcast. He suggested it to me. He came to me about that. So clearly, he likes me more than I know. Clearly, you know, he wants to have a chat. And I like having chats. And it's definitely going to get religious because he's invited me. Tharsh knows that. So then I'm thinking, am I this close to converting Tharsh into Christianity? Imagine Tharsh talking about Jesus and saying, oh, Jesus is my Lord. I mean, as a Christian, I would love that to happen. It's just so funny thinking about that. And he's probably, if he's watching this, it's been 26 minutes, me talking. If he's still watching this and he sees me and he's like, oh, he must be thinking what is going on. Yeah, podcast, you know, I think there's a tiny hype. There's YouTubers doing podcasts, there's podcasts on Spotify, there is Clubhouse, and there is also Stereo, which are 2 apps. So we're in talks. We'll see. We'll see if you guys want us to talk about podcasts. Finally, I want to talk about exercise. I I came home from uni really tired. I did a lot of work at uni. We were working on composite build-ups, and I was just really tired and my back was aching. And then I got home and I was in a shit mood, and my parents obviously saw that. And you know, for the last 6 months, over a year, they've been telling me you need to exercise. And I always thought, I'm a skinny guy. I can sprint, I can do push-ups, I can touch my toes, I can, do pull-ups. I'm fit. But the fact is I am not fit. Just because I'm skinny doesn't mean I'm fit. And I realized I should come up with a daily exercise plan. Because if I'm physically tired, it's going to hit me mentally, and then the way I treat people is going to be shit. I'm not going to be able to smile at people as much. I'm not going to be able to listen to their stories as much. It's not nice. I think that's inverted. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe I'll invert this. So that's a daily plan I printed today. And I thought I'd just do 40 press-ups, 40 dumbbell curls, 40 dumbbell squats, 40 bent over rows, 40 shoulder presses, 40 sit-ups, 40 dumbbell deadlifts every day. See how that goes. If I have more time, I'll do more. The chances are I probably won't do this for over a week. Like, knowing me, I'll just forget. An inspiration of mine is Terry Crews, the actor. I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think he's Christian as well, I think. He wakes up at like 4 or 5 a.m, has his vitamins, works out every day. Monday he does legs, Tuesday chest and arms, and so on and so forth. And I was thinking about buying like a Terry Crews poster to stick on my wall, just so that I could look at that and think, wow, I want to be like him. Someone who's so open, someone who can talk about his weaknesses, like he did about pornography and his pornography addiction. Someone who is also a great father, I think he is. And someone who is patient, I think he is. I guess I'll never know, I've never met him, but generally most people like Terry Crews. So thank you for listening to me talk. Hopefully you enjoyed this. It does feel nice to actually talk to you guys, instead of just uploading a video and not really talking about my personal life. It's always what I'm doing, not me talking to you. So maybe this is the start of me being a proper YouTuber. Hope you enjoyed this. I might enjoy editing this because I do like the sound of my own voice, but I do need to log off, say goodbye. So goodbye, good night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.